Hi, and welcome to this episode of John's Model Kit Review. In today's fun, in-process model kit review, we'll be taking a look at Revell's Lockheed PV-1 Ventura in 1/48 scale. This is Revell kit number 5531. A brief PV-1 history. The PV-1 Ventura was a World War II era attack and patrol aircraft. It was fast and dependable, and the U.S. Navy used the Ventura in many roles. The PV-1 was a high-performance aircraft, and as such, it was a little bit more difficult to fly than some of the lower-performance aircraft that it replaced. The PV-1 was used in the Atlantic and Pacific theaters of World War II, and it was able to carry a wide range of armament. In this review video, we're going to be looking at the kit instructions, and we're going to be going through those and highlighting any difficulties or problem areas to watch out for. We'll take a look at any aftermarket parts that I'm planning to use in this build. We'll also look at the detailing of the smaller parts on the interior of the kit. We'll also look at the surface detailing on the exterior of the kit, and we'll talk about the fit of the major components. We'll look at the clear parts that are included with the kit, and we'll talk about the clarity and the fit of those. We'll also talk about the marking options that are included with this kit, and we'll talk about the quality and performance of the decals themselves. And I'll be giving my conclusions at the end. And we'll try to answer the question, is Revell's 1/48 scale Lockheed PV-1 Ventura the best PV-1 kit currently on the market? Looking at the kit instructions, Step 1 covers the assembly of the cockpit interior, and Step 2 covers the assembly and installation of the tail wheel. Looking at the detail parts that are included for the cockpit, these are really nice. They're very crisply molded. These should paint up very nicely, and the seats even include molded on seat belts. Looking at steps 3 and 4, we're installing the interior into the fuselage halves, and we're joining the fuselage halves together, and in step 4, we're joining the upper and lower wings. Dry fitting things together, I think these parts are going to go together very nicely. I've already assembled and glued the wings, and the fit here was great. I didn't have any issues here with major gaps, and the seams will just require normal cleanup. In step 5, we're attaching the wings to the fuselage, and in step 6, we're building the tail planes, and in step 7, we're building the nose assembly. Dry fitting the wings to the fuselage halves. These fit very nicely into a slight indent in the fuselage halves. I don't anticipate any issues here. The tailplanes glued together wonderfully, and they fit very nicely, dry fitting them to the fuselage assembly. In steps 8 and 9, we're gluing the nose assembly to the fuselage assembly. We're also assembling and installing the landing gear. I deviated from the instructions in steps 7 and 8 by gluing the individual halves of the nose section to their respective fuselage halves. I focused on getting a nice seam here, but you can see in these pictures there's still just a minor step that will need to be cleaned up prior to paint. Looking at the detail parts for the main landing gear and the wheels, the detail on these parts looks excellent. They even have molded in brake lines for the main gear. These should detail out very, very nicely. In steps 10 and 11, we're building the engine nacelles and installing the gear doors on the aircraft. I don't anticipate any issues at all with this step. In steps 12 and 13, we're building and installing the optional ordnance. The detailing on these parts honestly looks very nice. I've already glued together the fuel tanks, and the fit was superb there. Step 14 covers the option of posing the bomb bay doors open, and this looks to be very straightforward if you follow the steps. Steps 15 through 17 continue on with the construction of the open bomb bay, and in step 16 we're mounting the lower stinger gun and the upper turret. The clear parts here look to be very well molded. They're very transparent. I don't anticipate any issues with these. I did purchase the Eduard canopy mask for this kit. These are excellent quality. This is Eduard part number EX538, and this will just save me time in masking the canopies. We'll take a quick look at the turret guns here. The detailing on these parts looks to be adequate as well. In step 18, we're mounting the cockpit transparencies and the rear turret. We're also building the forward part of the engine nacelles and engine cowling and installing the props. I actually have a couple of issues with this steps, and we'll go through that. The first of which is that there is a scratch on the inside of my main canopy section. I'm disappointed about this. I may try to contact Revell and get a new part here, or I may just try to polish that out. But it is significant and it's very noticeable through the clear canopy section. Looking at the detailing on the engine nacelles, I just have these parts set together without glue in this picture. I anticipate a filler-free build of these parts. The molded detail on the engines looks superb. These are going to look really nice once they're painted. One complaint about this kit was the shape of the kit prop, and the kit prop is shown here on the right. To correct this, I ordered a set of the True Details props for this kit. That is True Details part number 48550. There are 3 marking options included in this kit, the first of which is the box art plane. It is a US Navy PV-1 that was based at Iwo Jima in 1945. This one has that cool octopus decal on the top of it. The second option is for a US Navy PV-1 that was based at Attu, Alaska in 1943. And the third marking option is for a Royal Canadian Air Force Ventura in British Columbia in 1943. Looking at the kit decals themselves, these look to be of very nice quality. They are opaque, they're in register, and I don't anticipate any difficulty with these decals. I'm surprised that there are not more stencil decals, and I'm not sure if that's reflective of the actual aircraft or just the limited decals of the kit. Looking at some additional detailing on the kit here, these are the interior of the main wheel wells, and the detailing here is superb. It really looks good. You can see the fit of the tail planes. These are just set in place. These aren't cleaned up or glued on. The fit on the major parts of this kit is outstanding. Looking at the surface detailing on the kit, it is engraved, it is consistent, and it's certainly not overdone. There's certainly room for improvement if you wanted to rivet the kit and add some more detail to the surface of the parts. Even though this is a twin engine plane, even though this is a large aircraft to build, it is not parts heavy, and I like the way that Revell included so much detail with such a limited parts count on this kit. I think it's very well engineered. My main cockpit transparency is a bit of a letdown. I don't think that's a typical problem on this kit. The only area to really watch out for in construction is the fit of the nose parts that are just ahead of the cockpit canopy. And the only major accuracy issue I've heard about with this kit is the shape of the kit props, and that problem is easily addressed by using the aftermarket parts. Overall, I think Revell has done an outstanding job on this kit. I love the amount of detail that's available in combination with the very low parts count for such a large aircraft. I would recommend this kit to modelers with a little bit of experience, but I would say if you have several of the 1/48 scale single engine aircraft under your belt, this would be a great first 1/48 scale multi-engine build. All right. I'd love to know what you guys think. If anyone out there has built Revell's 1/48 scale Lockheed PV-1 Ventura, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. As always, I hope you found this video entertaining and informative, and until next time, model on.